you know, and once I had a kid, I was like, no, like she's gonna have kids and they're gonna have kids and we need, you know, like we need to make sure we're all doing our part for, you know, and not necessarily like global warming or anything,
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
a society,
Oh
like,
yeah,
hey, let's
absolutely.
keep this thing functioning, like let's keep this thing rolling, you
Yeah,
know, in a positive way. So it changed my outlook like that. And then for me, like I grew up, you know, in a single parent household, kind of crazy growing up situation. But one, I always knew like if I'm gonna be a dad, I'm gonna be a hell of a dad. Like, and but when I had a kid, all of a sudden I was like, well, fucking, what is a good dad? Like, you know, what like this job of fatherhood, I've never seen it done properly. Like what, you know, and so that was kind of eye opening. That's I started like that. Those the first times I really read books other than like at school where you have to do it. Books that I sought out myself was
yeah,
because I became a father, and I was like, I need to make sure, you know, I'm not doing this wrong. And I didn't necessarily read books on like, you know, 10 steps to be a father. The
yeah,
books I was reading were like psychology books, or I would listen to psychology lectures, and it started with like developmental psychology because I wanted to make sure, you know, that I was doing it right at the early age.
yeah, yeah.
And then, you know, later on it just kind of branched out from there. But I think the biggest change was like when I had my daughter, it was like, okay, how to be a dad, and now I care about the future. And then a few years later I had my son, and so it's like how, and you know, if you have another kid, I don't know if you guys are planning to have another kid ever,
Yeah,
but
I want
they
more.
they
One.
come out the box so different. Like, you know, my kids have been, you know, me and Melissa have been together for 18 years. Like we've been very steady. We own our house. We have a steady household. They've both been through the same exact environment, but they're just night and day different.